What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Y'all know I got to do the intro just to get things going, get the positive energy in here. This NBA Talk with Jay, man. It's Tuesday. We're trying to get some cash. Got my guy Teddy Covers here from WagerTalk. Make sure you guys go check out the site, man. It's $2 Tuesday over there. Gianni the Greek has a big 5% play up there, $2 Tuesday. Go check that out. They also have a 3 cappers for $5 as well, Teddy. Let the people know about the site, man, and about yourself, brother.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a ton of free info, that's the key. Both WagerTalk and Sports Memo. You got live lines. You have all kinds of videos and articles and free plays. You know, you have a lot of betting 101 stuff for beginning bettors. You have a lot of intermediate stuff. So there's a ton of free info at both sites. And, of course, you do have picks if you want to get them. You can take advantage. I've got a promo code going. If you want 7-day all access, just use TC50. At checkout, you'll get half off. You get $50 for 7 days. That's normally 3 days is $49. So you can get 7 days for $50 using the promo code TC50 over at WagerTalk.com. And I do have a 5% big ticket play up in college hoops for tonight. Still working on the NBA card. The NBA card, they seem to come out later and later for me, Jay. It's one of these deals where it's really hard to put out stuff overnight. It's really hard to put out stuff first thing in the morning. The lines bounce around and the players bounce around. So at this stage, we're tapping the brakes a little bit in terms of early action on NBA. We're playing much more stuff later in the day.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's the trade deadline coming up, guys. Some of these, I must say, you do have to get on in the morning if you know exactly what you like. You know their team is intact, but some of these other players, some of these other teams, obviously, the trade deadline is coming up, guys. So a lot of these games, in all honesty, I'd wait until the last minute to bet, except for one of them, though. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it here. We're going it's strictly business here, Teddy. That's how we do it, man. Every single day. We appreciate everybody for tuning in the chat. Teddy, let's go over here to the streets of Philadelphia. First game up. We got the Suns versus 76ers, right? Third game in 4 nights for the Suns on the road. You see a filthy backdoor last night, but this show is all about today, right? Now, I'll tell you this. I probably wouldn't bet against the Suns for the rest of the season, guys. It's a terrible spot for them. Maybe if they're resting some players, tipping their cap here. They do have the Bucks on deck, Teddy. So that's one thing you could say, hey, this could be a huge look ahead spot, but I don't know if the Suns are built that way, to be perfectly honest with you. This team plays every single game. Obviously, they took their players out last night, but this is not one where they have a 9-point spread. Just have to win the game. The only way I can look here is the Suns here, Teddy.
Yeah, so it's back-to-back games now where Phoenix has just not showed up for the fourth quarter. You know, they have a huge lead and then let the other team back into it, which – you know, we saw that against I guess the Wizards didn't get back into it. But that final score was not indicative of how that game got played over the weekend. The Suns scored 10 fourth-quarter points in that game. I think they outscored 29-10 in the fourth, if memory serves correctly. And then again yesterday where, you know, with 3 minutes left, you got Phoenix, you're sitting pretty. And then all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. You're like, what the F just happened? Which, you know, is the nature of the NBA. So, to me, this is a pick'em game, and it's priced in a pick'em game, you know, -1 for Philly. I can't say I love this spot for Phoenix, right? But Phoenix has been impervious to spots this year and last. You know, they're not a team that we really want. You know, we worry about bad spots for a lot of teams. Phoenix has been able to overcome these bad spots, not just once. I mean, consistently, the spot hasn't mattered for the Suns. They come every night. But if I'm playing this game, I'll probably look at the total before I look at the side. You know, I might look at the under. You know, we're talking about 2 elite defensive teams. Phoenix certainly doesn't want to push it tonight. Philly looks much more comfortable playing slow than they do playing fast. So I wouldn't argue with anyone looking at the under in Philly Phoenix, but it's, you know, it's in the lean category for me. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I said, it's a tough game. I can understand some people liking the 76ers here. We see the line open up at 2.5 for the Sixers. Like, what the hell is that? I know it's a bad spot, but you see it come down to 1. And I don't think that's necessarily public money as well, because a lot of people are going to look. A lot of people are probably running away from the Suns as well, especially after last night. So they are 3-0-1 against the spread. Last 4 in Philly, 4-1 against the spread after ATS loss as well. Unfortunately, they do have the Bucks on deck, and it's the last game of their of a four game road trip, but still, man, the 76ers hadn't covered back-to-back games. They're 0-5 against the spread coming off of a spread win. And they're also 3-7-1 against the spread last 11 home games versus winning road teams. So obviously you stop Embiid, you can go up against Embiid. You stop him, you can stop the 76ers. Key injury here, Matisse Thybulle is the very key injury. He's the best perimeter defender. They're going to need him on Booker or on Powell or someone. If he's in there, then 76ers could be the right side. They could take advantage, but it's Suns or none for me, guys. I see something with this team. They're really a championship quality type of team, and this is one where they just have to win the game, and they don't like to lose games. So I don't think they'll rest anyone. Obviously, they may, so keep an eye on this one here, Teddy. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn here, man. We got the Celtics, a lot of line movement in this one. We got the Celtics laying 8.5. It's going down to 8 at some spots here. Maybe some money coming in on the Nets here, Teddy. You like anything in this one, guy?
Yeah, I bet Boston minus 5.5 last night. Good bet. But obviously that number's gotten away from us in a significant way. And obviously, if you've been betting favorites in the NBA the last couple of days, every favorite covered Sunday and everyone covered last night except for Phoenix, who had the cover and let it go against Chicago. So it's been a little chalky in the NBA the last couple of days. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if that continues here. Look, this is two teams heading in opposite directions right now. Right? There's nothing positive coming out of Brooklyn right now. Nothing. I mean, you talk about a bad road trip. That was a bad road trip for the Nets. Lost every game. They're 0-8 now, their last 8, and a 1-point spread cover during that span. Mm-hmm. All right. No Harden, no Irving, no Durant, none of the big three in the lineup, which means that's the Nets team that – how are they going to score? Boston's defense, last 5 games, they held opponents at 38% shooting. We're seeing the switch get flipped for Boston defensively right now. And this is the team I think I talked about it on the show last week. I'm like, I think the Celtics are one of these teams that's ready to go on a run. And I continue to think that with Boston. They're as healthy as they've been all year. They're bringing it defensively every night. They're in revenge for an earlier season loss to the Nets. They know that Brooklyn is a team that they're likely to have to get past in the postseason. Yeah. Nets are in my pocket. Sorry, the Celtics are in my pocket against the Nets. Even at the current number, it's the only way I would look.
The Celtics, guys, I like it. Chalk special. I don't care. It's not public play. None of that bullshit here, man. This is the Celtics in a revenge spot, in a motivated spot. I'm watching the post-game interviews. They were. It's not necessarily looking ahead to the spot. They just went and smacked up the Magic. But you hear Jaylen Brown. What is he saying? We're looking forward to Brooklyn. It's simple. We're looking forward to the next game. It's game by game. Energy, focus, attention to detail. The team is ready to go on a run. People that watch the show know we've been making some money with the Celtics here lately. I stayed off them versus the Magic. Still smacked them up by 30, man. Revenge spot from a loss earlier this year. Yeah, they still had KD and Harden. The boys was 123-104 in Boston. The Celtics were the favorite there. Now this 1.5 at home. You go on the road. This one's supposed to be Nets favorite here. No, the line is all over the Celtics. They know that this is likely a Smack City double-digit spot here. I see the Celtics win this game by 20 points, Teddy. It's a playoff revenge as well. Not just revenge from this year. They got booted from the playoffs last year, 4-1. KD and the guys not out there. This is not the Nets. It's not the same team. All type of turmoil going on there. Trifecta spot for me, even at the current number. It went up. I don't care. They're winning this game by double digits. First quarter, Celtics -2. First half -5. Full game -8.5. Another thing, we fade the Nets coming home off a long road trip as well. They come out really lackluster in these first quarters and first halves. I think the Celtics take some advantage here. I don't think they're looking ahead thinking this game's going to be easy. They're coming to play here. Give me the Celtics trifecta spot. Smack City here, Teddy.
And I'm also looking at the under in this game, as well as the side. I do, obviously we're both looking at the Boston side and SmackDown. And again, this is the one bet that I made last night. But I think the under here makes a ton of sense as well. The Nets without their big three, the Celtics playing elite level defense right now. I just don't know how Brooklyn puts the biscuit in the basket tonight. I think their struggle is to get to 100. And that makes me look to the under as well as the side in this one.
Yeah, last thing I had to say, this team morale is way down. Literally, the team morale on each side. One team is really hyped right now, really trying to put together a streak, really buying into a system. And last thing up, Udoka, he just came from the Nets sitting over there at the bench. You think they don't want to go and smash? In all honesty, I think these guys are talking amongst themselves. Let's go smack these guys by 30 points, man. In all honesty, I don't think they'll let up tonight. I really think they want to make this shit ugly, man. Celtics trifecta spot for me, guys. I like this game. Let's just say that. Let's go over here to the streets of Atlanta here, Teddy. We got the Hawks here. They're 7-1 against the spread. Last 8 home games. Pacers, they're in the absolute free fall again. They don't play any defense. Why don't we look towards the over in this game? I mean, the Pacers, they don't even know how to spell defense, man. They spell defense OFFENSE. But you like anything in this one, my guy?
I wouldn't talk you out of the over, and I wouldn't talk you out of Atlanta here. Look, I want no part of Indiana right now. We talk about bad teams and teams that hang. You know, we've seen it a lot in recent weeks where they hang around for a little while and then boom, next thing you know, I guess the Cavs the other night, they're in that game, and Cleveland makes one run, Indiana's heads down, and it's ball game. You know, and we're seeing that a fair bit from the Pacers, another team with the trade deadline approaching and everybody's being dangled. So Indiana's a one-way team. If I'm playing a Pacers game, I'm likely to be playing against the Pacers. And I'm interested in the concept here. Think about who Atlanta's just played. They just played Toronto, Phoenix, Toronto, Dallas. That's elite defense, elite defense, elite defense, elite defense. 4 games in a row. They had the Celtics prior to that, also playing good defense. And now they're taking a big step down in defensive class against a team that just doesn't get stops. Lean Hawks, lean over. I think Atlanta might be the better of the two. The problem with laying 10.5 with Atlanta is, does Atlanta get stops either? That's my big concern here with laying the price with the Hawks. But if I'm playing, I'm laying. I do not want the dog in this one. And if I'm playing the total, I'm with you. Over or pass for this.
Yeah,
especially given that contrast between Indiana, who they just played, or Cleveland, who they just played on Indiana. You talk about playing, their list of opponents they've just faced all play defense. Pacers don't. You nailed it.
Yeah, and we know that Sabonis could be traded at any moment as well. Anybody for the Pacers, man. They probably another team like the Blazers doing an absolute fire sale. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans, man. The Pelicans, I'm sure they're kind of maybe have a little pep in their step. They got CJ McCollum over there. Just the Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then Luzada, and some draft picks for CJ McCollum and some other players, Larry Nance Jr. as well, man. So the Pelicans, they missing a couple of players tonight. They just faced off against the Rockets. We cashed. In all honesty, I felt that's exactly how I feel about this Celtics game. That Rockets versus Pelicans we just cashed. But this is the second game at home and home. The Rockets, I'm not putting money on them. It's simple. It's Pelicans or nothing. They're laying a huge price here. But if the Pelicans want to smack them up by 15 or 20, they can. It's that simple. Pelicans or nothing, Teddy.
So I hate this deal for New Orleans. Hate it. Despise it. Awful trade. Nothing against CJ McCollum, okay? But the Pelicans trade Josh Hart is not a guy to trade away, dude. I'll take Hart right now over CJ, okay? Let alone for the next 5 years.
They trying to keep Zion, Teddy. They got to do something to appeal Zion, and he's going to want to go. I look at it that simple. It stops right there for me. I like the trade for him. I like Josh Hart. I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Getting those guys out there, getting CJ McCollum, Larry Nance, and it's one more player as well that they got. I'll pull it up. But I think it was a good trade. I think as far as trying to win right now and trying to keep Zion, I think it was a good trade.
Nance and Snell go to New Orleans.
I like it. Sign
Pelicans,
me up.
Yes, they're trying to win right now. They're trying to get the 10 seed. They're trying to get in the play-in game. New Orleans isn't going anywhere.
I don't know. They're going up.
Traded away young talent for old talent.
You got a point.
Okay, you got to sell some tickets. I get you. But we saw the Cavs play this game the first time with LeBron. Oh yeah, let's bring in some crappy veterans because that's who we can find. Let's pair him with Antoine Jameson. And LeBron gets the free agency. He's like, bye-bye. You think CJ McCollum moves the needle for this Zion staying in New Orleans? McCollum at this stage of his career, I don't think he moves the needle one iota. And I don't know if Zion Williamson's worth anything right now. We're talking about a guy with weight problems and injury problems who's done, in his limited playing time, has looked real good. But once guys like Zion get the big contract, sometimes you don't see the results that you hope for from guys with injuries and weight problems already. So I'm not convinced that CJ McCollum is the answer. Let's stay focused on this game. We're in revenge for Houston. This is one of these back-to-backs where these two teams just played. and the Rockets pretty much got destroyed in that first meeting. What was the final? It was 120 to 107 was the final, but it really wasn't that close. And New Orleans hit everything. They hit everything all game. Not much defense, not much resistance. 53% from the floor, 41% from beyond the arc, and 36 free throw attempts for the Pelicans in that ball game. In general, in these two teams playing the back-to-backs against one another, the team that wins and covers the first, especially as a favorite, especially by margin, I'm a little bit reluctant to lay the price in the second meeting. Don't know who's going for New Orleans. They will be shorthanded. They're not going to get the guys from Phoenix in to play tonight. So I guess I lean Houston here, but it's just a lean. Not anything I'm getting the betting window with.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Pelicans are nothing for me, guys. This team is surging up. Like I say, if they want to smack these guys up, if you want to look at something like that, Brandon Ingram, 25 or more points with Pelicans win, that's what I looked at, a little something like that. So I didn't want to trust them, but I think Ingram goes off once again with less Hart and Nickeil Alexander out there even more. Ingram's definitely went over his point total. And so if you guys want to hop on that prop at plus money, that's what I'd be looking at. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis real quick here, Teddy. I don't have much on this game. Obviously, this is a tough spot. It's tough to go against the Grizzlies, right? That's how I feel about the Suns. This is a one-way team for me. Here, this is in theory a triple revenge spot for the Clippers. Like I said, I'm not on it, but just the way that I look at games, I'm not taking the Grizzlies today. I know that everyone's taking them. This team is balling. They're having fun. You get the triple revenge spot. They do have Covington and Powell in there, at least with some practice time this time. Obviously, you listen to the quotes. It's going to take some time to get these guys acclimated, but the fact that they've lost 3 times already to the Grizzlies, that holds merit to me. Yes, the line is all over the Grizzlies here, but you could also argue that it's a little bit inflated as well. As Clippers are nothing for me, I do need a haircut today. It's the only way that I can look in this one, Teddy.
Yeah, I'm not playing this game. And for me, it's very simple. I'm not betting against Memphis. Okay. I mean, I'm really not. It's not going to happen. Not right now. The time may come where the Grizzlies become an overvalued commodity, but this is a surging team clicking on all cylinders. Memphis first quarter, first half, money in the bank. You're talking about a team that's getting out to big leads and holding them. And what are the Clips done? The Clips are a team that allows opponents to get out to big leads, and then LA makes their run. You know, we saw that all over the place on their last road trip, and they've been real good coming off a loss in recent weeks. Real good coming off a loss. You talk about why some of the reasons why you like the Clips here. It's certainly this is not a circle the wagon spot for Memphis. They're coming home off a road trip. The Clips have been great off a loss. They've been I like the mental attitude of this team. I can understand a case for LA hanging around in this ballgame, but there are teams I'm looking to stand in front of. Memphis isn't one of them. So I'll be passing on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The Grizzlies, this is his first little game home off a little 3-game road trip. Then they go back on the road again for another little 3-game road trip. So be interesting what happens in this one. I do lean the Clippers plus the points in this one. Let's go over here to the streets of Dallas, Teddy. I'll be honest, I don't have much on this game. My Mavs do have a couple of dates with the Clippers on deck. Could possibly be a look-ahead spot. As Mavs are nothing for me here, but I'm not laying 11.5 with them.
Yeah, Dallas beat me twice this last week. And I continue to think that, you know, certainly 2 huge games for the Mavs, and now they got the Pistons as double-digit chalk. You know, this is not the Dallas spot. You know, you have Philly at home, and then you have that big national TV game with Atlanta, where, I mean, the Mavs made all the stops down the stretch. And defensively, Dallas is playing at a different level than Detroit, no question. But this is, you know, the Mavs off a home win. Both bad this year, bad last year, and now they're off these 2 back-to-back big wins at home, being asked to lay a huge price against Detroit. You know, I'm trying not to put my money on the bad basketball teams. Simple. But if I had to play this one, it would be the Pistons plus. I do not like this spot for Dallas, not one iota. And certainly in any Mavs games right now, especially against weaker offensive foes, you know, Dallas from a total standpoint is a one-way team for me as well. I'm playing the Mavs game, the Mavs totals. I'm looking at unders for Dallas right now. Man, their defense has been really good of late.
Exactly. Yeah. Mavs 2-4 against the spread, laying 10 to 12 points. And the Pistons have been 10-5 against the spread when getting 10 to 12 points. So in theory, this would be the point range the point spread range you would like to take the Pistons here. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver here, Teddy. We got the Knicks here going up against the New York basketball team going up against the Nuggets here, man. Didn't see some good things for this team last night, man. They were in that game. They could have won it. Julius Randle's playing like he doesn't care out there. They're likely about to trade him somewhere where he's literally been toxic to the team right now, Teddy. Back to back in altitude, I could only look towards Nuggets in this one.
You're going to find someone to take Randall's salary?
Hey, I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying that he's hurting the team right now. That's the only thing I'm saying. I don't care what the Knicks do. I hope they lose this game by 50 points.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I mean, all the money's coming for Denver. Knicks are, I'm not going to say unbackable right now, because there's some talent on that team. I mean, they're underachieving to their talent level. But second of back-to-backs, it's been a dismal road trip. The Nuggets are a team that's kind of like Dallas, that I don't love them in the home favorites role. I really don't, especially off a big win. But Denver's made some good moves. That's a good organization in Denver. When's the last time the Knicks had a good organization? It's been a long, long time since the Knicks had a good front office. Many, many decades in that regard. But that's all factored into the number here. I mean, there's been nothing but Nuggets money. In my mind, the price is a little bit too high to get involved with Denver tonight. It's the way I would lean, but it's only a lean.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is another one. Open up at 6.5. It's up to 8.5. Some of these spots, if you're going to like it, you might have to wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and get on it. Like I say, but yeah, Nuggets only way I could look 5-1 against the spread last 6 meetings. The Knicks also 2-5 against the spread last 7 in Denver. 0-4 last 4 road games. So and the Nuggets already beat them earlier this year as well in New York in an early type of spot where the Knicks really had the advantage. Nuggets still went there and smacked them 113 to 99. They were laying 2.5 on the road, and this one should open up at 5.5. It came with a point of strength, 6.5 up to 8.5. The Nuggets, in theory, should smack these guys tonight. Let's go over here to the streets of LA real quick, Teddy. We got the Bucks versus the Lakers, right? Late night TNT game. I'll be watching this one. We'll put $1 on it. You like anything here?
Line looks short, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks pretty fishy. I had to see who the refs is. I always like to look at ref stats and shit like that when it's teams like the Lakers. I could see the Lakers win the game, but I'm not betting it. The Bucks are low-key kind of rolling right now. But another team that that's kind of looking ahead to the next game. They have the Suns on deck.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue with that as a concept, but, nobody looks past the Lakers with the 5 Hall of Famers on that team, even with Carmelo hurt, maybe it's only 4. Is Melo a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I don't even know if Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer, but they could have 5 Hall of Famers on that team, which you don't, often see for any NBA squad. And of course, we're seeing signs from the Lakers, signs of urgency. I like the quotes after that Clippers loss where they fought they fought in that Clippers game. And after the game, they're like, hey, man, it's time to start winning some games. And I know that the Knicks game went into OT the other night, or the other afternoon, but it was – the Lakers were the right side. The Lakers were in control. They let the Knicks steal. But that's one of the problems with laying points with the Lakers. They let teams hang around. They let teams steal games and steal opportunities. The Knicks absolutely stole that chance to go into overtime the other night. But the Lakers took care of business when it mattered in the extra session. Now that's 4-1 against the spread last 5 for LA. Again, showing signs. It does. The number here seems short. I'm not in any rush to step in front of Milwaukee, but at the same time, there's a sense of urgency here for LA that right now, at least, I'm not in a rush to step in front of the Lakers. I'm really not.
Yeah, I'd like to say I lean Lakers in theory. Like I really do think that the Bucks they had one circled on their calendar. These teams know about these playoff finals revenge. They won the championship versus guys. So still not even revenge, but still it's a big matchup. It's a tough game, man. I won't be betting this one. Last game up, Teddy. Let's go over here to the streets of Sacramento, right down the street from LA, right up the highway. We got the Wolves. Line open up at 4. It's up to 5 here from with the Kings. Are the Kings better right now? What are they doing with Fox or Bagley? You hearing anything?
Sacramento's one of I've never been to Sacramento. I don't know anything about the streets of Sacramento. It's one of it's one of those places you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I've driven around it, but I've never actually stopped in Sacramento for anything. And I imagine I'm not alone. Lots of people from California have never been to Sacramento. It's just one of those places that's a little bit off the grid, despite the fact they have an NBA franchise. Minnesota, and I'll give you all the credit in the world, Jay. You talked about Minnesota, like a month ago? You're like, Minnesota, bet on, one-way team. And they've certainly lived up to that. Look what they're doing right now. They're kicking ass, taking names. You know, double-digit, 4 straight double-digit wins, 4 straight covers. I like the attitude. I like the quotes. There's a lot to like about Minnesota right now. That being said, real quietly, way underneath the radar, Sacramento's covered 4 of the last 5. A team that's everyone's given up on the Kings. Playing with, and we don't know yet if Fox is going to go again or not. Fox's name's been bandied about in the trade deadline. When you watch the Halliburton-Mitchell backcourt, you're like, I don't want De'Aaron Fox messing this up.
Right.
They play defense. Holmes is in there. They're playing defense. Sacramento's much more of an under team right now than, I haven't played a whole lot of Sacramento under in the last, decade? And they feel a little like an under. They've got multiple guys on the floor playing defense every night. And that's not something we've seen from the Kings in recent years. I think it might be a sneaky under team moving forward. This total at 234 and a half. A little bit lofty for this better. Lean on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's Wolves or nothing for me here, guys. The only way I'm looking, the Kings, they have been playing better. You look at their opponents, not really tough opponents, if you ask me. They did go and cover by with the Warriors over there. We'll see if Fox comes back, it probably messes things up. But Wolves are a one-way team for me right now. This is the first game of a home and home. The Wolves 3-1 against the spread and straight up last 4 meetings. 4-0 against the spread last 4 overall. This is the first game, first game of home and home. Wolves are rolling right now, man. They need to stack up wins. The much more better coach team as well, guys. So I did a small money line parlay with the Celtics and the Wolves. I didn't want to lay the points with the Wolves in this spot, but I do think they could smack them up here, Teddy. Let's get to some free picks, man, or leans. Y'all know how we do it, man. Please go check out WagerTalk.com. Please, you can go use the promo code J1 if you'd like to get some picks or packages over there. Teddy has some plays over there as well. I'm staring at the odds screen. Just make sure you're getting the best lines, guys. It's 1s, 1.5s, 2. It's all different half points out there. Make sure you're getting the best line. Make sure you check out the commercial as well.
Have you ever checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. All NBA Talk with J Money viewers who are new to WagerTalk can get a 1-day all-access pass to the handicapper of their choice for only $1 versus a regular price of $39 using coupon code J1 when checking out. Our new roster of experts is 25 deep, covering sports from around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is be a first-time WagerTalk customer. Go to WagerTalk.com, choose the handicapper of your choice, use coupon code J1 when checking out on a 1-day all-access pass, and get a full day of picks for only $1.
Go check them out, man. Go check them out. Like I say, WagerTalk live odds screen as well, and they got free picks over there as well. Teddy, you like anything today? Like anything today on today's board?
Yeah. So we talked about Boston and Brooklyn. Obviously, I like both the favorite and the under in that game, and I like Atlanta, Atlanta over in their game against the Pacers. So that's the 2 games that jump off the card at me today. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, for me, man, I'm going Celtics trifecta spot in this one. Unfortunately, everyone likes it, but I don't care. I don't think this is one that's going to matter. Like we see the Celtics really coming into form right now. Unless there's some type of backroom conversation in this one, they smacking these guys up by 30 points, man, in all honesty. And I don't see them letting up on them as well. I think they really put their foot on their neck. They've been losing to the Nets, a different Nets team though. So give me the Celtics here. First quarter -2, first half -4.5, -5. Full game as well. I still like it at -8.5, guys. Let's get some cash tonight. We bleeding green tonight. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get some cash. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we out.